He died with the TV still on, slumped over in his favorite recliner, robe open, slippers still on. No struggle, no signs of trauma, just stillness. The kind that follows something final. The autopsy called it natural causes, but I've seen too much to accept that phrase blindly. To the trained eye, to someone who sat with hundreds of aging men at the end of their rope, I saw something else. Something quieter. A hormonal collapse. Not a heart attack. Not cancer. But a slow, invisible unraveling. One that began years before anyone noticed, when he quietly gave up the one thing he thought he no longer needed. Self-pleasure. And he's not the only one. Thousands of older men are facing the same silent breakdown right now. Losing energy. Losing function. Losing themselves. And no one's saying a word. For decades, men have been told the same lie. That self-pleasure is shameful. That it's childish. That it's something you grow out of. But what if I told you that belief is killing you? That by giving up self-pleasure in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, you're not preserving your dignity. You're eroding your body. Systematically. Hi, I'm Dr. Alex, board-certified urologist, men's health specialist. 40 years at the bedside of men who thought they were just getting older, when in fact, they were shutting themselves down. Not from illness, from neglect. I've sat across from farmers, mechanics, ex-Marines, men who thought they were doing the noble thing by cutting off this part of themselves. But their eyes told another story. Confusion, fatigue, and worst of all, regret. Because no one ever told them the truth. That your body doesn't pause after 60. It adapts. It listens. And if you stop sending it signals to function, it stops functioning. So today I'm pulling the curtain back. No sugarcoating. No blushing. Just facts, medically sound, emotionally real. We're going to walk through the 4 major health consequences of stopping self-pleasure in older age, starting with the one most men fear, but never truly understand. And if you're here, really here, I want you to type 1 in the comments. Let me know you're listening. Let me know this matters. If you're skeptical, type 0. I welcome that too. Because this is a conversation older men deserve to have. Not in whispers, not with shame, but with answers. Let's talk about the first, the disappearance of spontaneous erections. It usually starts like this. A man, 67, 72, walks into my office. Healthy, clean labs, but something's wrong. He hasn't had a morning erection in months, sometimes a year. And it's not about sex, he says. It's about the suddenness. Like one day a switch flipped and everything just stopped working. He tries not to sound embarrassed, but I can hear it in his voice. Not shame, fear. Because he doesn't understand what changed. Here's the truth. No one told him what I'm about to tell you. Your penis isn't just for pleasure. It's an organ that needs movement to stay alive. Without stimulation, blood flow slows. Oxygen delivery decreases. Tissues stiffen, not in a good way. In a way that leads to fibrosis, the irreversible scarring that kills erectile function at the root. Think about it like this. If you didn't move your legs for 6 months, you'd lose the ability to walk. The same principle applies down there. No use, no function. And this process doesn't announce itself. There's no headline, no buzzer. Just one day you realize something inside you went silent. You can't feel aroused like you used to. Physical touch doesn't register. Even medication starts to lose its edge. Why? Because the foundation is gone. The vascular system, the very pipes and nerves that drive erection, has been asleep for too long. I've watched men, good men, sit across from me and ask, can I get it back? Some can, with therapy, with work, with time. Others waited too long. They thought abstaining was harmless, but it was the first quiet sign of decay. This isn't about being obsessed with sex. It's about keeping a critical part of your biology alive. Even once or twice a week of stimulation, yes, even alone, is enough to keep blood flowing, tissues nourished, and nerves firing. It's not about lust. It's about circulation. It's about function. Because in aging, what you don't use, you start to lose. And once it's gone, it doesn't always come back. Men don't talk about this, but they feel it. Deeply. The emptiness, the frustration, the sense that something was taken. And what breaks my heart? It was preventable. Completely. All it took was consistency. Not indulgence. Just attention. And while most men stop at the bedroom when they think about the consequences, what they don't realize is that the next domino to fall hits far deeper. Because when function fades, something else begins to unravel. Your hormones, And once that decline begins, the ripple effect can hollow out a man from the inside out. I'll show you exactly how your testosterone reacts to giving up self-pleasure, why it leads to fatigue, depression, and even heart risk. And the one surprising way to keep your hormonal engine running, even in your 70s. Stick with me, this is only the beginning. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt sharp? Not just mentally, but physically. Woke up with a drive, a pulse. Walked into a room with energy that felt like fire behind your eyes? Most men I talk to say it's been years. And the way they say it, like they've already made peace with it. Like decline is inevitable. Like that fire was meant to go out. Let me be clear. It wasn't. What's happening isn't natural aging. It's chemical collapse. And more often than not, it's triggered by a quiet decision that no one ever warned you about. Giving up self-pleasure. I know how that sounds. You're thinking, Doc, that can't be why I'm tired. But let me walk you through it, clinically, hormonally, man to man. Because your body isn't just aging. It's responding to what you stopped doing. The testosterone connection, most men never hear about. Testosterone isn't just about muscles or libido. It's your biological leadership hormone. It governs mood, bone density, cognitive sharpness, motivation, red blood cell production, fat metabolism, and yes, erectile strength. But here's the kicker. Testosterone production is demand-driven, meaning your body makes what it thinks you need. No stimulation, no signals? Your endocrine system starts to wind down. And guess what? Regular self-pleasure, especially climax, triggers short-term surges in testosterone. And more importantly, it sends your body a message. This system is still in use, don't shut it down. But when men stop, luteinizing hormone slows. Leydig cells in the testes get lazy, and free testosterone levels start to drop. Not because something's broken, because your body thinks the mission is over. And that's when the real symptoms creep in. Symptom 1, fatigue that coffee can't fix. You used to push through a workday, no problem. Now after lunch it feels like someone hit the off switch. This isn't just getting older. It's low testosterone sabotaging your mitochondria, your cellular energy factories. Less testosterone equals less cellular fuel. It's like trying to run a race with sandbags strapped to your legs. And no amount of naps, caffeine, or supplements can replace that raw hormonal fire. Symptom 2, emotional numbness. Here's one most men won't admit until it's too loud to ignore. They stop caring. The spark's gone. Not just sexually, everywhere. Hobbies feel pointless. Motivation disappears. Mood swings become the norm. Low testosterone mimics depression. And it's no coincidence that men over 60 with the lowest T levels are also the most likely to feel hopeless, anxious, or emotionally flat. They're not weak. They're chemically drained. Symptom 3, heart risk. This one shocks most people, but multiple studies have now confirmed. Men with chronically low testosterone have higher rates of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and early death. Why? Because testosterone protects the vascular system. It strengthens arterial walls. It keeps lipids in balance. It supports insulin sensitivity. Without it, arteries stiffen, inflammation rises, blood pressure increases, and slowly, silently, the body turns on itself. What self-pleasure has to do with all of this? You may not want to admit it. You may think it's beneath you. But hear me clearly. Controlled, consistent self-stimulation in older men is not about lust. It's about hormonal signaling. When you climax, even solo, you trigger. Dopamine surges, oxytocin release, prolactin reset, and short-term spikes in testosterone production, all of which recalibrate your endocrine system, all of which tell your body, I still need this, keep it going. Now, I'm not telling you to act like a teenager. I'm telling you to take responsibility for your hormonal health, just like you would your blood pressure or cholesterol. Because the alternative is silent shutdown. What happens when you stop for too long? Let me tell you about a man I treated last year. Larry, 74, retired engineer. Hadn't been intimate, not with anyone, not even himself, for nearly 8 years. He said it just didn't feel necessary anymore. But his symptoms said otherwise. Always tired, emotionally numb, brain fog, weight gain, erectile dysfunction, testosterone, nanograms per deciliter, borderline hypogonadal. He was fading and didn't know why. I gave him one piece of advice. Don't jump into hormone therapy. Start with reactivation. He looked at me sideways. Doc, you want me to? Yes, I wanted him to take 15 minutes twice a week and stimulate himself. No porn, no pressure. Just wake up the system. 3 months later, testosterone up 80 points. Energy returning. Erections beginning. Mood improved. Sleep deeper. That's biology responding to demand. No injections. No pills. Just a signal. Now I know what you're thinking. So I just start again after all these years? Yes, but not carelessly. And not without understanding the next piece of the puzzle. Because as testosterone rebounds, another threat emerges. One that's been building inside your body for years. Your prostate. And unless you know how to protect it, even healthy pleasure habits could backfire. Why your prostate may already be inflamed. How stopping self-pleasure makes it worse. And the specific technique older men must use to stimulate without triggering damage. This isn't just about function anymore. It's about survival. If you've made it this far, type I am ready to listen the truth in the comments. Let me know you're still with me. Because the truth doesn't help anyone if we're too afraid to face it. We're not done yet. What's coming next may just save your life. So far, we've talked about energy crashes, emotional numbness, and the silent hormonal collapse that follows when older men stop pleasuring themselves. But there's something even more dangerous building beneath the surface. A pressure most men don't feel until it's too late. A slow, silent bloating deep inside the body. That starts with one small walnut-sized gland, the prostate. You might not think about it much. You might assume it's just another part of the plumbing. But if you're over 60 and you've stopped self-stimulating, your prostate is likely already inflamed, congested, or worse. Let's break this down, because this isn't just about sexual function anymore. This is about your urinary health, your immune system, and in many cases, your ability to stay out of a surgical ward. The prostate's real job no one tells you about. Most people think the prostate just helps make semen. And sure, that's part of it. But its real function? It's a fluid filter, a gatekeeper, a guardian of pressure. Every time you ejaculate, whether through intimacy or self-pleasure, your prostate contracts, flushes, and clears built-up secretions. It's like running a filter through your pool pump to keep it clean, circulating, and free from dangerous buildup. Now imagine shutting the pump off for years. That fluid, it doesn't just vanish. It sits there, stagnates, breeds inflammation. And if that's not bad enough, it begins to swell. Swollen prostate ills real-world problems. Let me describe what an inflamed, congested prostate does inside your body. It squeezes the urethra, making urination slow, weak, and painful. It sends pressure signals to your bladder, making you feel like you have to pee all the time. It disrupts your sleep with nighttime urgency. It lowers ejaculatory force, making climax feel weak or incomplete. And it creates a perfect storm for chronic prostatitis or BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. That's not all. If left unchecked, stagnant fluid and inflammation increase your risk of urinary tract infections, bladder stones, and in rare cases, prostate cancer. Now let me ask, when was the last time you had a clean flush? Because here's the truth. Self-pleasure isn't just a hormonal act for older men, it's a cleansing act. It's how the body protects itself from pressure, buildup, and stagnation. The technique, how to stimulate without damaging. Now, I'm not telling you to go wild. There are right and wrong ways to stimulate at this age. The wrong way? Excessive porn, high-friction stimulation, rushing to climax, ignoring prostate sensitivity. The right way? It's a discipline, a ritual. And if done properly, it can reduce inflammation, restore circulation, and improve urinary function naturally. Here's how. Step 1. Prime the pelvis. Before you even touch yourself, move. Simple stretches or pelvic tilts for 5-10 minutes. Why? Because blood flow is your best friend. And stagnant circulation is the enemy of hormonal and prostate health. Step 2. Gentle stimulus, no rush. Use natural lubricant. Focus on slow rhythmic touch, not high-speed friction. This isn't a race. It's a conversation with your nervous system. You're waking it up, not shocking it. Step 3. Prostate-aware pressure. As you approach climax, place 2 fingers gently on the perineum, that soft patch of skin between your scrotum and anus. Apply light circular pressure. You're manually stimulating the prostate's outer wall. This promotes contraction and fluid release without invasive tools or devices. This technique has been shown to relieve internal swelling, improve ejaculatory strength, and reduce post-climax discomfort in older men. Step 4. Recovery breathing. After climax, don't rush up and move on. Stay still. Breathe. Let your nervous system reset.
This is where dopamine, oxytocin, and prolactin balance themselves, and you get the mood lift that resets your emotional baseline.
The doctor's warning most never hear.
Too many men walk into my clinic with night peeing,
Weak flow, no sex drive, crushed confidence,
and they're prescribed alpha blockers,
invasive scopes, or worse, surgery. But no one ever asks, when was the last time you flushed the system? We take care of our kidneys, our lungs, even our colons, but the prostate ignored until it fights back. Gentle, conscious self-pleasure done 1 to 2 times per week can mean the difference between chronic pain versus clean function, hormonal decline versus natural optimization, hopelessness versus reclaiming vitality. A final truth most doctors won't say. I've seen men in their 70s, even 80s, reverse erectile dysfunction, regain spontaneous morning wood, reduce prostate swelling, sleep deeper, think sharper, and walk with energy again. All without pills, all without surgery, just by honoring the system they were born with. This isn't about lust. It's about chemistry, biology, self-respect, what you need to do next. If this message hit you, good. That means the truth is cutting through. Here's what I want you to do. Start the practice slowly, mindfully. Track your symptoms, fatigue, flow, sleep, mood. Share this video. Your friends won't say it, but many need it. And if you want a full protocol, including dietary support, prostate-safe supplements, and a 10-minute pelvic reset routine, drop prostate in the comments. I'll send you a free guide that's helped thousands of men reclaim their power.
because you were never meant to fade quietly.
You were meant to burn strong until the very end. And maybe, just maybe, it starts with your own 2 hands.